in a similar vein, there was this girl, and you know, we met in high school, and we were in the same group of friends. And then, you know, when we got to college, you know, we went to different colleges, but we, you know, we would talk online, and you know, there's IMs and emails, and you know, Facebook was invented somewhere in that period of time, and you know, we became really good friends. I mean, like, you know, really, really good friends, like, you know, really good friends, and I realized she's really cute, kind of friends, and I'm like, well, this is a gimme. Like, hey, let's make something happen here. So I do my move, which is to make a lot of strong implications that if we were to date, it would be really beneficial for everyone involved. So, you know, I do that, and she seems kind of hesitant, but I'm like, you know, it's a long distance thing. Nobody wants that. I don't want that. She doesn't want that. Whatever. So, you know, when she comes back to Philly, you know, we'll see if the planets align. But, you know, for now, whatever. So, you know, eventually she's like, oh, you know, I got accepted to grad school at Penn, and you know, I want to move into your neighborhood. I'm like, she wants to move into my neighborhood. Like, I mean, that's it right there. I mean, you know, now we're dating. So, you know, we hang out a lot. We run into each other on the bus. We have these little like TV dates where we watch Smallville, you know. So I'm like, wow, you know, I have this girlfriend who, you know, she's still kind of distant, but you know, I figured, you know, I just have a kind of, you know, it's not official, but what she was thinking was, I have a best friend who's a little overly affectionate. So this is the kind of thing that ends up where you have to have the talk, you know, where she says, I like you, but I don't like you. And I say, But this time, I mean, I had gotten to know her for so long, over so much time, I actually had like talking points, and I could say, you know what, no, like, we have chemistry, we, you know, get along, and like, I'm not bad to look at, you know, like, let's make this, you know, there's no reason this shouldn't happen. And she's like, well, I'm not feeling it. So I'm crushed. I mean, like, I had fallen for this girl hard, and I mean, I didn't know what to do, so I was like, you know what, I can't hang around with you and just pal around. You know, friends isn't second place, it's just too painful for me. So, you know, I'm like, we're incommunicado. That's it, you know. So I think I've made my, you know, it's a boycott. This is a straight up boycott, and I made my terms clear, and, you know, and I thought I made my point really well, and so what she thought was that I just needed to blow off some steam for a few weeks. And this came to a head on the bus, because we, you know, I was really bent out of shape, and I didn't see her on the bus often, but occasionally I did, and on the 48, when you get to the 22nd and Arch, is like where she would get on, and I would just like really tense, and like, so I didn't see her for like 2 months, and then, you know, the one day I let my guard down, she's on my bus. She wants to sit next to me. She wants to talk to me, and I can't do it. She starts talking to me, and I'm just, like, she says, hey, how are you? And, like, it takes all of my strength just to go, fine. And, you know, there's like I had a Band-Aid on my finger, and she's like, what happened to your hand? And I was like, I got cut. And that was it. And we just had this, it was just this terrible, awkward silence. Like, I was at 22nd and Fairmount, so it's not a long ride, but it felt like forever, and it's just awkward silence. And, you know, I get off the bus, and I turn around, and I see her, she's crying. And I'd never seen her cry in her whole life. I had never even, she was one of those types who just said, like, I'm not a crier, you know, like, that's just not me. And so I didn't, you know, I thought I would feel really like, yeah, like, you know, you now feel what I feel, you know, this is a very strong point in the strike, you know. And, but it doesn't, it just feels awful, you know, and I'm just torn up. So, like, months go by, and I'm just, like, a mess. And, you know, people are like, are you all right? I'm like, I just need a vacation. I didn't get enough sleep last night, whatever. So eventually I decided I need to start doing things for me. You know, like, I start biking every morning, which, if you're, like, crushingly depressed, an hour of sunlight in the morning is gangbusters. Like, it'll turn you around like that. I started eating better. I dropped 20 pounds. Yeah. I won a very influential storytelling contest. And so, you know, I just sort of got, you know, I felt like I got, you know, sort of, like, I wasn't over her, but I just felt like I was getting myself into a place where I could just be, you know, a better person. So, you know, months go by and things are, you know, getting better in small increments. And then my roommate is having a party, like a weekend. It's Martin Luther King Day weekend, so we're going down for the weekend to my roommate's parents' shore house in Delaware. And so everyone's going to be there, so I have to be there, and she's going to be there. So I'm like, you know, like usually our friends are really cool keeping us separated, but, you know, this time it's a whole weekend, so I'm like, oh God. So, like the second night is the real party night, and drinks were had, several drinks were had, and so I'm in the kitchen with like a huge glass of bourbon, and she comes up to me, and she ambushes me, and she says, I like your shirt. And so I say, thanks, I lost 20 pounds. So we get to talking, and I'm like, you know, this really, you know, we both agree this really sucks. Like, we just had, like, you know, like, this is exactly what she didn't want to happen. Like, if things would get weird if we got romantic. So I was like, well, they can't get any worse. So, you know, 3 dates later, the boycott succeeded. Yeah. And so, you know, we've been dating ever since, you know, madly in love. But there's always been, you know, sort of the other shoe in the relationship. There's always been something she's been waiting to happen, and she's here tonight. I felt that it was the appropriate time to say this. So, Jesse, I told you so.